Hi, I'm Paul Heaps from Real Property Management Southwest Michigan, and today we're going to talk about what you should do if you inherit a property. In other words, should you put it on the market to sell it, or sometimes people decide to rent it, but the vast majority end up selling the property. But for some, renting it out can be a good deal. So a couple things to consider if you decide you want to at least look into renting it out. Number one, obviously, are you the only heir to the property? Or are you dealing with brothers and sisters and that type of thing who will also be part of the decision process? Secondly, do you need the money today? If you don't need the money necessarily, then maybe renting would be a good idea, particularly if it's a solid property in a good location, and that type of thing. You need to ask yourself how rentable the home is. Is it pretty easy to find tenants for it, do you think? That type of thing. By the way, we can help you with all this if you need help along the way. Need to decide if it's going to be a short-term rental, like a vacation home that people rent by the week, or are you going to use it as a long-term rental where people typically sign a year lease and that type of thing. And will you manage it yourself or hire a property manager? Obviously, managing it yourself, you have to deal with the tenants and that type of thing, so it might be worth at least talking to a property manager to see what kind of services they offer and that type of thing. Finally, you got to figure out if it's going to cash flow, and this is something that we can help you with before you make this decision. But you can put together. We really need to put together kind of a pro forma cash flow analysis to give you an idea what your income and what your expenses are going to be in owning the property, and find out really if your income is going to be more than your expenses, because that's not always the case, and so you typically want to have more income than expenses. So another thing that you can keep in mind, if you do need to have some money now, and if there's not currently a mortgage on the property, or if there's a small mortgage, you can always refinance it and pull some of the cash out now to give you the cash you want, but then keep it as a investment property going forward. That oftentimes is actually the best approach. By getting some cash now, you essentially can make a higher return on your cash that's left in the property. So sometimes that can be wise. But we can help you through that, and feel free to let us know if you have any questions. Thanks a lot.